Hello and welcome to An Amazing Podcast. This is the resident hype-fueled monkey brain anime nerd D. This is the other guy, Modi, the guy who hates anime, Matt, and the girl who hates everything else, Cecile. How's it going?
I hate you all.
Okay, I'm so offended. Why am I just the other guy?
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. This episode is 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else on the fly. I'm sorry. You should have you should have pitched that to me way earlier. You need to.
Yeah. We didn't know you were gonna do that.
Excuses. But excuses aside, what did you guys think about Jujutsu Kaisen episode 19? I remember it because I saw it on Funimation.
Oh my god. Speaking of that, I watched it 30 minutes ago and I already forgot what happened.
What?
Okay, everybody hate on her this episode.
Also,
you can leave me alone.
Real quick, just want to welcome Cecile back after her hiatus week.
One day.
When you went over to Colombia to kill drug lords. I knew it was a long day.
Wait, she was gone?
Thanks.
I didn't even notice.
Feelings.
Nothing changed at all.
Except my self-esteem was higher.
Yeah, I don't know. If anything was better, I don't know why.
I heard you guys agreed more often last week when I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think we found the agent of Discord.
Yeah.
See what you did there. We're on Discord for all of you who don't get that pun.
Shut up. You don't need to describe that.
I don't think that was
You did not need to describe that. That ruined it.
God, this is awkward. Let's talk about the episode.
Not only do you ruin your own jokes, but you ruin other people's too.
So, real quick, one of the best episodes ever. Really loved it. Cecile, you have terrible memory, and I'm very disappointed in you.
Dude, what happened? I really don't remember. I remember the second half.
Okay. I'll. It seems ridiculous, but I'll give you a quick recap. Of
Just the
episode.
first half. I know what happens after, but I forgot the first half. It was with Fudge.
It was Megumi,
Inumaki, and
Noritoshi.
Yeah.
They were fighting against. What's Hanami, right? And
that's the refresher I needed. Okay, we're good.
And then
check Modi out, remembering all these names.
I know,
Maki
right?
got that fucking tongue, though, you know?
Yes. Inumaki, okay, I'm gonna say Inumaki
Matt learned his characters' names too! Oh my god!
Yeah, I just realized that. That's even more impressive. The fact that he knows Inumaki's name. But Inumaki is definitely my number one character.
No.
I'm gonna say
What?
Why?
No.
Why?
No.
Okay,
That's already wrong.
I'll tell you why. Because this man is he just has that quality, that the fact that he can just tell someone to do something and they'll do it, right? He just tells Hanami to stop and Hanami stops and Hanami just has no choice, right? And the fact that he's a man among men, okay? He saw that they were all screwed, okay? And he knows by telling Hanami to blast away, it's probably suicide. But he does it anyway. He steps up, no questions, and he does it.
I hate
Inumaki.
Inumaki.
I would ride out to war behind Inumaki's back, flying his flag. I would go anywhere he told me to go. Okay? I would follow him to the death.
He's a lower mid-tier character.
I love how his biggest trait for you is the fact that people do what he says. Someone has control issues, my man.
No, but I don't. Why didn't he tell Hanami to sleep?
Wait,
because he won't be able to fall asleep. Because Hanami won't be able to fall asleep because of how strong his cursed power is.
Okay, so he's useless against cursed monsters.
No, I want to give him more credit than that.
What's the? Go ahead.
Yeah, Inumaki has definitely. No, I can't justify him. I really don't like his power. It's very limited.
So, question, you guys. I'm still wondering, what happens if he was just facing off against Hanami? He was just F off. Does if he's yelled at to someone, would their butthole explode? Would their pelvis just go
God, I hope so.
or something?
I mean, that's essentially what he did, right? When he said
No.
blast away. Yeah.
That stunned Hanami for a second.
Yeah, okay. And so I was going to answer your question too about why you said he couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, why he couldn't, why he couldn't tell him to just sleep.
It makes sense.
To me, it's like the same thing. To me, it would be having the same effect as him just telling him to stop. Like, he would probably fall asleep for a couple seconds and then wake back up. So it's like the same thing as just saying stop. He stops for a couple seconds.
That's the issue with Inumaki's powers. I don't like that, even though, like, right now in the anime it's showing that, like, him to tell him to sleep or go away and stuff like that. If he said something like die, what was the demon's name?
You were right the first time.
How did I get the name?
Hanami wouldn't die, and then so it's just essentially useless whatever he says because Hanami has like an equal amount of cursed energy, and so it's just like pointless in seeing him in battle at that point because he's just repelling off one another, and it's just not interesting.
He's a good like support character,
he saved their lives at least 3 times. Just from what we saw, from him being able to slow down Hanami's momentum,
I agree.
He literally saved their lives a couple times.
I agree,
like,
but I don't like that
useful.
he's the one who has to be like that's the amount of power he has, and you still see that he's the strongest out of all of them. Like, really, the man who
I didn't say he's the strongest.
No, the show says he's the strongest. Like, like he's the strongest.
I mean, okay.
He's the
against other sorcerers, because he could just tell them to sleep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess we probably haven't learned like the ins and outs of his powers yet, but the way I understand his power is that the power that he can have in his words has to do with one, the words he actually uses. So like the stronger it is, the more power to have, like blast away versus stop.
Yeah.
And also 2, probably just his ability, like his amount of cursed energy and his ability to use it and skill with cursed energy. And I feel like that's probably like the train, like the aspect of it where like as he trains he probably gets better and better with cursed energy and he gets more and more cursed energy. So I feel like eventually he can
from stop and blast away.
He literally coughed up blood because his lungs couldn't handle it. And same with Megumi. Megumi also had the issue where like if he used his power too much, then obviously he coughs up and stuff like that. Blood. It was edgy as fuck. But goddamn, that's it? That's what you needed to show?
This is going up against a special grade cursed spirit though.
Like, then it's
these things are not supposed to be easy to deal with. Right?
I feel like going through an entire episode of them like getting picked off one by one would have built up a lot more tension instead of them just getting like blasted away within the first 5 minutes. Now that
probably would make sense, yeah.
Because like, unless it works, but I don't know. It's like is saying it was good, but I wish there was more a fault or a compliment. Because it feels like same problem like the last episode had, that it was a little too fast. Like they could have milked this a little bit more.
I think it's just a trend nowadays in anime, just to like get to the most important part, which is the Yuji and Todo versus Hanami. Instead of, it's not Megumi and like
Inumaki.
Inumaki is like time to shine. Shut. I'm bad with names today, alright? But I guess I really would appreciate the filler episode, but really I think it's just about a trend nowadays.
Well, here's the
thing.
Annoying. Oh, sorry, go on, Woody.
I was just gonna say, I think like I kind of see what you're saying, Cecile, about it being a trend, but I don't know if it actually is in a way, because like if you like in the manga, it's paced the same way, right? So the anime is artificially. It used to be that the animes were like were artificially like lengthened with filler, right? Now since they're not doing that like model where they're trying to keep the show going for as long as possible. Now they're just doing like one season, take a break, one season, take a break. They don't have the need to like put in all that extra fat to make it to drag it out as much as possible.
It's not,
and I think this
episode
was paced pretty well. Last episode was too fast in my opinion, but this one I think was paced
True,
pretty
and
well.
plus, if they lengthen it out, you have had much less that good Sakuga.
No,
Exactly, yeah.
Here's what they should have done, because you guys are calling it filler, but building up character moments and like personality to your characters is not filler, and it's actually
If
very
they aren't
much
punching each other,
needed.
it isn't.
What Matt, what we're talking about is not what you're thinking about. We're not talking about that kind of thing. We're talking about like a different kind of thing.
That doesn't
That
make
shows-
sense. That thing, this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know what you guys
What?
are talking about, but
Exactly.
what this arc should have came after another one, or like this should have happened after like a legit tournament arc, or even like I don't know. There should have been something where we got to see the rest of the class in action, and got to like build up like how they normally operate. Like instead, we just kind of are thrown into
That's
each
true.
like each character introduction in like a really weird like circumstance. Like
true.
Even stuff like let's say Panda versus Mechamaru, which was a really cool fight, but it's like we were thrown into like introducing both these characters' powers in like a very weird way. So I'm still unsure about like how powerful both Panda and Mechamaru are, even if the show tells me that. So when we don't have anything from Inumaki other than like a few bits here and there, and then have him suddenly go against like a special grade, really confuses me about where his like power level is, or even like who most of these characters are as characters.
I think that's a good point. It would have been good if we had seen them how they are under normal circumstances, because then it would have more impact when they're like thrown into this fight and everything just goes left, right? It's like, okay, it would mean a little bit more. I agree with that. I think that's true.
Yeah, because that's why it's so like powerful whenever Yuji goes against an opponent, or like
Yeah,
Megami or Nabaru,
Yuji-
because we know how strong they are, like, and how they operate in normal like hunts or whatever.
I
they
don't-
call it.
Yeah, I don't know if we're done talking about Inumaki, but I have a lot to say about Yuji this episode. Like, I was kind of disappointed.
Wait, who's
No.
Who's Yuji?
Oh, also,
Yuji, sorry, Mr. Kaisen, my bad.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
also, so two things. Freaking love the further expansion of how Megumi's power works. Like how every time one of his like familiars gets killed off, its traits get passed on to like another one. So now I'm like picturing like near end game of the series, and like Megumi has like this giant super chimera like familiar that has me hyped. And
That
also,
would be cool.
That'd be amazing.
to Matt's point, since Kaisen is usually is the Japanese word for battle or war, Mr. War would be an awesome name.
that's true. Actually, I didn't know that. That's true. That is a good.
There we go.
But so about Megumi's power, what they explained this episode, does that mean that he permanently lose? So like, let's say he's lost 3 of his like cursed animals or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean he has 7 and he can never have 10 again?
I'm assuming that he can forge more. He can make more contracts with other familiars, but that specific
I hope so.
familiar is gone permanently.
Okay, yeah, I hope he can make more contracts, because otherwise it just kind of seems like his power will just get more and more boring as more of his, as more of the animals die.
Well, the other thing
although
is,
his one thing will get stronger, but like it'll still be more boring,
Well, the other thing about it is you get to see. So I don't want him to be able to form new contracts, because that kind of like falls into the whole ass pool territory, where it's like, oh man, this spirit is so strong. Good thing I formed this contract with this magical dragon off screen.
Why is that so? Because how is that any different from like any other character being able to use their power as they want whenever they want? Like, I feel like it would handicap him if he couldn't make
maybe he
new
has to
contracts.
earn
No,
it or
because the
something,
thing
or,
about
like,
it that
trains
makes
with
it
it.
interesting is you get to see it establishes a baseline for his powers, and then you have the benefit of the cursed spirit that kills off his. You get added tension from one of his one of his familiars getting killed off by a cursed spirit, and two, you get to have like the interesting fun factor of seeing how the new powers sort of combo together. So like if the elephant dies, like, what would his, like, black wolf look like with all those powers fused into it? Or what does his, like, flying eagle thing look like when it fuses with the white wolf's power, kind of thing?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, D, what if, like, he had to earn it or something? And, like,
okay, that
he had
works.
to go or he has to tame a new one he gets, because it's not, like, responsive at first.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
I
better.
like that.
Yeah.
Wait,
better.
I'm not understanding this. I must have missed something because I don't recall anything in the like. I know like his powers were explained in this episode. And I listened to that part, but I don't remember anything in the manga where new contracts.
Oh, we were just assuming
okay.
that could be a
that's
thing.
That's
don't
completely
know.
our assumption. So
Yeah.
if it's not the case that he can make new contracts, then I think that's pretty trash.
It is kind of shit.
Damn it, Seal, we have not read the manga.
I'm just trying to comprehend what you're saying and remember anything that I might have forgotten because this manga was so long ago. I haven't.
Why did they keep on throwing Mr. Kaisen in like battle?
Did you read it like 3 weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it was like 2 to 3 months.
It was like
ago.
4.
Okay, that's the problem with like being a really fast manga reader. My memory is shit afterwards.
Yeah,
this is the girl who binge read all of Tokyo Ghoul in like 2 days.
We're not
incorrect.
They're not
One
joking.
day.
There's
They're
no
not joking.
One day.
There's no
I did
there's
it
no
within
point.
24 hours. All
There's
right?
no point in even saying that because no one's gonna believe you. Like when
That's
it's meant to
fine.
believe
That's
you,
fine.
You know?
She doesn't need your belief.
Yeah.
You would have to like witness it in order to believe it. Otherwise, someone just watching would just be like, "Why would they lie?"
Yeah, that's just
Such
so
a stupid
stupid.
lie.
Why would they even lie about that? Yeah.
I'm just like picturing Cecile like looking at her phone, her finger like moving in a blur, and her eyes just like darting all across this like place.
Dude,
like an
it
aneurysm.
was. I started at 9 a.m. and then I finished at like 6 p.m. And I was just
That's
like, "Oh
crazy.
shit, that was a good manga." And I told you guys about it, and you were like, "What? When did you
Yeah.
read that?"
Yeah. All right, so now let's talk about the next part of the episode, which was Maki
The best part.
Maki taking on. Well, I guess we talked a little about a bit about Megumi, but specifically, I wanted to mention Maki because, all right, I already knew now from like 2 episodes ago that she's strong, but she impressed me even more this episode because like she blasted away Hanami like just with just her pure strength, which is crazy. That was so hype.
That was impressive, but I feel bad for Miwa. Not only did she just get like KO'd super easily, not only did Maki steal her sword, she like destroyed it like 5 minutes later. Like,
and then she got mad at Mr.
And then she just
Kaisen
like
for
threw
breaking.
it. She just tossed it aside too. Like, I do feel bad for Miwa. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I just wanted to mention that because I feel like the Yuji and Toto part like was like the big draw of the episode. But let's not forget that Maki, like I'm very impressed by her after this episode. Like she's crazy strong. She's crazy.
Those weapons are hella expensive too.
yeah.
What kind of funding does she have?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't understand that part actually. So they buy the weapons and then they imbue them with cursed energy and then they're able to summon them. Is that what it is?
No, my follow-up question is like, where's this like Jujutsu Tech getting all this funding from? Is this a government organization? Are they like is it like a charity or something? Are they like using curse power to like rob banks and stuff? Like they can afford all of this land and it's only like a handful of families. I can't imagine.
There's
Wait,
like
I
5
thought they
students per
mentioned that.
university.
Yeah.
I thought that they mentioned that it was like some sort of like secret government facility but it wasn't recognized by the public to be any kind of like sort of actual physical entity, but it is recognized by the government.
That sounds expensive
Can you
for them to just be
imagine,
breaking all the time, you know?
Can you imagine being that like one government accountant who's just like going through like the budget and just like $8 trillion for what?
Someone studying accounting, oh my god, that would actually, oh my god, you would miscount a lot of the information so easily because of how insane the like numbers would probably get. I feel bad. What if it's another accountant like what was his name? The guy who works in Jujutsu tech but isn't a sorcerer. Like,
yeah, I fucking love him.
Just another one of that.
Yeah, that's
he does the finances too. He just does all the admin work.
All on one person.
Like this entire organization, like all the non-fighty stuff just gets put on his shoulders.
Ooh, yeah. I feel for him, man.
I love him so much.
That's the even harder job. But yeah, so after they tried to fight Hanami and they failed. Well, I guess they didn't fail. They held off Hanami long enough for the main character to come.
Okay.
The best defender
and save the day. Okay, so although I'm gonna get into like criticizing Yuji later on, I will say that moment when they just dropped in, like, oh, that was hype. I got out of my seat for that. That was crazy. I love that. I love that.
In the moment where like Yuji called out like, "Thanks, best of Lindo," I was like,
oh yeah.
Yes! I love how Yuji is just so casual about it. Like, you know what? I'll accept you as my best friend. I'll go
every time they call each other like best friend or brother, I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, can I have a friend like Yuji, please?
No, can I have a friend like Toto? Like, Toto is the best bro ever. Like,
Toto is the best.
I want Panda as a friend. I wrote this down. I'm going to start writing down notes for these episodes to be more obnoxious. But Panda said Pandash.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Panda wins.
No, but like, Toto's like...
He was just like running at normal speed too. He's like, Pandash.
Like, it takes a real friend to just like politely pull you to the side, politely bitch slap you, and then calmly tell you every single flaw and error you're going through and push you in the right direction.
True.
And then bitch slap you again. Like,
although he did start off the whole fight by telling him, if you die before doing this move, I'm just gonna let you die. So
yeah, that's how best friends work. Like, you have to push them.
I like how Todo is like taking on like a mentor role for Yuji. It's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
Let me just say this: if we were ever in like a huge group fight, if all of you didn't throw at least one punch, I would not step in to help you.
What?
If I saw that thing, I'm running.
I would die then. Yeah, I'm
running.
I'm not running. I'm playing dead. That's what I'm doing.
If we were fighting against each other, or if we were fighting against other people?
Against Hanami.
Yes. Like, if none of you got in a good punch, I would just sit there and let you all die.
What makes you think that you're going to be the one on the side?
That's true.
We would toss you in the ring first.
I want to be the guy that just explains everything. Like, oh, that's his special attack.
So, I need someone to explain Black Flash to me, because
I don't understand it.
Badass.
With that.
Okay, so Black Flash is kind of like...
Name.
What?
I'm so tired. I actually found that funny. Oh my god.
I just didn't expect. This is a family-friendly podcast. You fucking idiot. Please remain family-friendly.
Okay, so explanation of Black Flash, right? What it kind of is, from what I understand of it, is like another state of existing as a Jujutsu sorcerer. Not like another, it's like a different level that you reach with your like power and stuff like that. So it isn't a move or anything. It's just like an energy that you reach, and then you're able to perform whatever like super attack that you can. So
are you sure it's not a move? Because he said something about like your cursed energy gets
creates
emitted,
a move. It creates a move basically for the person who reached that state of like power, and then whatever you're able to like. Obviously, if Yuji showed that he can reach that level of black, what's it called?
Black Flash.
Black Flash, right? But Gojo also has that ability too, or Nanami as well, right? So
Sorry, go ahead.
Each of the characters are able to reach that state of being, but they have different, like, they call it Black Flash, but it's not the same move that Yuji would pull versus Nanami.
So, this is something I want to, like, bring up, but another trend I'm noticing with a lot of modern shonen is, like, the lack of apparent transformations. So, like, by the end of, like, the first season of Demon Slayer, we never got, like, Tanjiro getting a over-the-top shonen transformation. Like, same thing with, like, My Hero, and now we're kind of seeing that with this as well. And I know Boruto has been kind of slow with the transformations as well. How do you guys feel about that? Because, like, I think I would have liked it a lot more if, to complement the whole Black Flash move, we got, like, a nice little, like, hair color change with Yuji, or we got him, like, his hair spiking up a little bit more, kind of a la Super Saiyan style.
No, here's the thing. The thing with
so
that, no.
that's...
Okay, yeah, because I'm going to say my opinion first, but I think that what you're saying is that even though it doesn't come off, like, you don't have that kind of, like, insane Super Saiyan kind of moment in, like, the first season or after that kind of season, I think it has more power when you delay that, like, super effect until, like, the very end of the series. Such as, like, you mentioned Demon Slayer. At the very end, that's when Tanjiro, like, managed to collect all the... I can't spoil it, but...
Dragon Balls.
Yes, and reach this unlimited power, but then it's still not like the... Actually,
when
I can't
Tanjiro became a Super Saiyan God.
Actually, he doesn't. But anyways, that's not the point. It's saying, like, moving it till the very, very end is when I think it has more of a dramatic effect in the story compared to after the first season or after the second season.
I don't know.
I think it's too early. We're too early. Oh my god, Tokyo Ghoul had, like, Tokyo Ghoul, Tokyo Duo Ori, and then, like, the very end, right? I think that...
Yeah. Like, there was, like...
We're too early in with Jujutsu Kaisen.
But isn't it too much to ask for at least, like, one transformation, like, every arc? Like...
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Personally, I think transformations should just be eradicated, period. I'm so tired of them.
What?
Go to hell.
Okay,
listen. Listen. This is the person who made me read Tokyo Ghoul. I
never liked them at all. I think they're just, like... It's just, like... It's so annoying. Like, why?
You're annoying.
It has to do with, like, my same issue with superheroes, you know? It's just like, why do you have to transform? Just be strong, you know? Just be strong. You don't have to, you know? Like,
okay, Modi.
Humans transform.
Okay, I love that, like, be strong mentality. It's, like, completely affront shonen. The whole point of shonen is, like, the character not starting off super strong.
Just
win. No, you can just get strong without transforming. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
it's just
but Modi,
too flashy. And it's like, for what?
Imagine this. So
yeah,
Todo goes against Hanami, right? And then he reveals his final move, and then it like zooms in on him, and like there's a colorful background, and he starts to twirl, and he like transforms into a Sailor Moon outfit.
Yes,
that would unironically be better than what D's suggesting. Yeah.
So
it's still a transformation, though.
That's a transformation.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, all of that sucks. Yeah, all of that sucks. Transforming sucks. It's like I just
That's because you're jealous, all right? You're just jealous. You
just wish you could transform, you know?
Exactly. You wish you had the Sailor Moon outfit. We know that. It's like the second... No, transformations is like a human version of explosions.
Yes,
and that's why D likes it so much.
Exactly. Yeah,
I can understand the appeal.
I was like watching Dragon Ball Z. I was watching Sailor Moon. I was watching Power Rangers, and every time
you watch Sailor Moon.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah. Then my cousins bullied me into watching Dragon Ball Z.
I appreciate you so much more now. The best anime.
One of them, but like. When you have those moments where the main character's like pushed to the corner and like all hope seems lost, and then boom, he lets out that huge scream, that huge flash of power, and then he's in like a completely new form, and you know you're going to get like a brand new toy when the video game comes out, and there's a new piece of merchandise you can pick up.
Don't they already do that though in like a weird different way for Jujutsu Kaisen?
This is part of the reason why I appreciate My Hero so much, because they don't do that bullshit. Like when Deku powers up, like when he did the 1,000,000% thing, like you can make that very hype without doing like a cheesy transformation, you know? Like it's, I don't know. I don't like it.
Wait, were you the one who
doesn't exist? Yeah.
But dude, imagine if before 1,000,000 and he had like muscular's like arms crushing down on him, they had a full 10-minute sequence of him just screaming at the fist, light flashing all through the area, and then at the 11th minute, boom, the huge climax.
Wait,
Actually,
I'm
can I
confused.
amend
Modi-
that?
Hold on. Was Modi the one who didn't like Mob Psycho?
Yeah.
Because Mob Psycho had that kind of like thing where like after
Yeah.
Mob snaps, he basically goes into like the infinite
Super
mode,
Saiyan.
right?
I don't.
Yep.
I don't like
love that shit. What
I
the
don't-
frick is wrong with you? Oh my god, you have no taste.
I don't
You're
like
trash.
I don't like Mob Psycho. Okay, I don't even think I can speak anymore. My soul is just in shreds right now. Let's just...
I honestly agree with both of you guys, but I'm not going to get into it. So
Okay, I just want. Okay, let me just wrap up this topic by saying that transformations. I don't hate like there can be changes in the way the character looks, but like a full-on transformation is just annoying. And then with
done
Mob,
well, like if it's done well, then it's fine. But I can see like you don't have to use it.
I mean, yeah, done well is like we could have a whole conversation about what it is to do it well. But
Don't
and
get
then
me
with Mob
started.
Psycho, just to say that it's the thing that drew me into Mob Psycho was actually the idea of him like blowing up and doing that whole thing when he reaches 100%. But the reason I hate it is just because it was so boring leading up to that, and I couldn't even get there. So
I'm a hero fan.
Trash.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, so I'm still okay. I don't know if you guys still want to continue talking about Black Flash, but I'm still very confused on it. Even after Cecile's explanation, like I don't understand what the
Punch
1 trillionth
hard.
thing is.
It's just
Yeah, you
moved,
know
but
what? To
better.
simplify it, Big Punch and Black Force.
Okay, then I
Boom.
really don't like that. I really don't like that because okay, this is something that's actually starting to like genuinely annoy me about Jujutsu Kaisen is that every single time powers are introduced, they explain them so in like such like the most vague ways. Like
Or
the
you
big
just
thing
have very
sticking out in
small
my mind.
brain.
Yes, probably, but the big thing sticking out in my mind right now is like, especially like when they introduce Gojo's power, like the infinite thing, still doesn't really make that much sense to me. When
What?
they first introduced
that made perfect sense.
the
No, it
domains,
didn't.
like
It didn't.
the way they explain things, it's just like it's actually starting to annoy me now because like I'm getting so far into the series, I'm getting invested. All I want to do is just like I just want to be able to like really understand the power system well
Okay,
and like
maybe it's just
spend
like an
more than
anime
like
thing.
30 seconds explaining what Black Flash is, please. You know,
Then
like,
maybe
if
it's
this is
just
supposed
like
to
an
be a thing.
anime thing. Maybe the manga
Maybe.
explained it better. So maybe you just need to switch to the manga.
Okay. Silence, Cecile. We were in sync for a second.
The funny thing is, though, they spend a lot of time explaining it. Just the way they explain it is like, I don't know. I feel like they could have done better.
See,
Maybe.
this is
Like,
your
shot
Honestly,
it
I
problem.
don't
better,
pay
you know?
attention
This
to
is your
that.
problem.
Maybe fan subs do it better. Maybe I should just watch the fan subs instead of the official.
Or you could just look up
This-
on Wikipedia what each power is.
The thing is, I'm scared to go on Wikipedia before I catch up to the manga because I
They
could
put the
easily get
alive
spoiled.
status right next to the right underneath the character, like the whether they're alive or dead or not. I looked up one character and I saw it. I'm like, oh shit, they died.
Like the thing.
I
with
already
the
spoiled
Jujutsu-
that for me.
The thing with the power system in this series is that it's not simple enough that you don't need explanation, but it's also not. It's too complicated for them to be having such little explanation. Like they need to really give it due diligence and really explain it well because like it's not like it's it's not like some simple thing like One Piece where like, oh, you eat a fruit, you have this power or something like that. It's like It's more complicated than that. So just give it the time and like explain it.
Doesn't that go into over explaining though? I thought we went into that topic of like how you don't Matt doesn't like
not when it comes to
anime-
powers. Not when it comes to the power system.
powers.
Well,
That has
I
to
don't
be
know, it's
clear.
just
Otherwise,
the way-
it's not.
Just the way they explain it. Like, again, I think if we just got another arc with these characters, it would have been a lot better.
I don't think
they could
I don't.
have actually spent time actually seeing their powers like work like they're supposed to.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it literally just has to do with when you have Todo standing there doing his little monologue about what Black Flash is. I want that monologue to make sense. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay.
Like it just
Fair
didn't
enough,
make sense.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Honestly,
Modi.
that's pretty okay. Fair.
This is how you. This is okay. So 2 things. First thing, the literal last anime we watched was God of High School. I consider this stuff in Jujutsu a text dump compared to that. I consider that a college level education class compared to that. The second thing is, this is how you handle it. This is how you understand every single intricacy of his power system. Shiny light, make fists go boom.
Yes, okay. You're
Make
right.
fists
Like
go
I would
boom.
that's what I'm saying. I would be completely willing to accept that if Jujutsu Kaisen genuinely had such like a simple power system like that. I would be like, okay, shiny lights, boom. Okay, great. But they're making it clear that this is supposed to be some sort of like there's nuance to this, right? There's like the whole thing about how Yuji you're supposed to use your anger, but no, you're not supposed to use your anger like that. You use too much anger. And it's just like, explain it. Please, just explain it. Don't just say random stuff, because it's not consistent. It doesn't make sense.
No, they explained that. No, they explained the anger thing way back in when Gojo was teaching Yuji, remember? It was about how, like...
Oh, you're right, yeah. Yeah.
But, shiny fists go punch boom.
Wait, can you actually remind me about? I remember when Gojo explained the anger thing, or how cursed energy is made to Yuji, but I don't. But that what Todo is saying now, it's just confusing it for me. I thought I understood it, and now I'm confused. So, can you explain to me what's happening?
I don't want
Black
the comments to go after. No,
fist boom.
no. Well, first of all, I don't want the comments to go after me if I'm incorrect about this. So if I am incorrect, go ahead and correct me, but don't be mean about it, please. But
okay, real quick, you just
no.
your opening act was Black Flash, Fisty Fist Magic Boom. I'm pretty sure you're going to be good.
Oh my god! Can you just? Oh my god!
Listen,
anyway,
we're not nerds.
Anger,
so we don't know all this stuff,
anger. Okay, so the thing with anger is that during the teaching with Gojo Sensei, correct? We were watching how he was watching emotional movies, both angry, sad, just overall a variety of emotions. And we have this teddy bear punching box thing that's trying to, even though Yuji is trying to harbor his emotions and the energy per se, it isn't focusing on just anger, and it's to control it in a way that is more useful to him than negative feelings. So I guess it's just taking the negative feelings and rearranging it into cursed energy, but it's not the same thing.
So basically, in this fight here, Todo was just saying to Yuji, "You're not controlling your anger enough."
Yeah, basically, what I understood is that Todo was getting upset at him for just focusing on the negative feelings during the battle and not using it to his benefit.
Okay, I see. Okay, all
right. I might be incorrect, and I most likely am. That's all right.
I hope
I've accepted that.
Whether or not you're right, that makes sense to me. So I'm just going to accept that, because otherwise I would just be confused.
Fair enough.
All right.
They can't just explain it like that, though. It's you're not controlling your anger enough. You're going too far with it or something. I don't know. It's way simpler than what he was saying.
Yeah.
Or maybe
totally.
I don't know.
I really am starting to wonder if maybe fan subs might actually be doing it better. I'm actually.
Or maybe you could have me sub. I'm a great voice actor. Obviously, I could just do. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm talking about translation, fan translation, as opposed to the official translation. Yeah.
I wish I spoke Japanese. That would be cool. And then
translating
everything make life so much easier.
Idesho.
Oof, the cringe.
I'm just saying, it was really nice of Hanami to let Todo lecture Mr. Kaisen like that. Because they were just standing there for 5 minutes talking to each other, and Hanami just standing there
I knew you would bring that
up. What?
It's called Japanese politeness, sir.
Yeah, it's courtesy.
He isn't a monster. Of course he would let them have their quick conversation powwow.
It's honorable.
I'll just let them figure out how to defeat me for a sec.
It's a respect kind of thing, all right.
Even though they made it such a big deal about Inamaki wanting using his powers to stop Hanami, it's now Hanami's just stopping themselves. I don't know why. I don't know. It seemed a little bit ridiculous to me, but then the episode immediately made up with it with the animation. I'm I can't hate this.
So
speaking
of
which,
what you're saying to me is, if you were ever in a fight against two people and they just stop wailing on you to have a conversation with each other, you would just not let them finish. You would just run up and start
unless
swinging.
Hanami is trying to stall. If Hanami is trying to stall them, then that's fine. But as far as I can tell, they're just There could have been a more creative way to
thing,
have
right?
Todo like lecture Mr. Kaisen, but instead they kind of did a very uncreative way of doing it.
Okay, back to Steele's point. Yes, shonen and also budget.
Shonen and
That's
budget.
true. That's
Yes,
true, but
exactly.
still, that's not an excuse. I mean, it is an excuse.
Okay,
but, like,
so
it's not. It still messes with the integrity of it.
Here's another aspect of it which you probably won't care, but I think it's also a big reason, which is that if you imagine how this would be in a comic, right? In a comic, you have to go panel by panel, so like in a way, time doesn't really exist, right? Like you have to have that panel where Todo and Yuji are talking, right? So when you're reading it, it doesn't actually feel like, oh, Hanami's just sitting there waiting, because one panel they're talking and then the next panel Hanami is like, attacking them or whatever. So I know that probably won't, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, but yeah.
It's not a comic. It's an animated like show. So
yeah, but I mean,
it doesn't translate well when you do that.
Yes, it doesn't translate well, but like I don't think they should do it any other way, because it would actually then like change the way the fight is played out and the plot of it, right? If they did change it.
It kind of plays into like pacing and rhythm, because if you had like a straight up 8-minute like Sakuga fight scene, you would get tired out really quick.
Well, hell, even if they hid behind like a rock or something, or they were like running away and talking to each other, like anything than just like standing right in front of your enemy, like openly like talking and lecturing each other. I don't know, like they could have done something.
Being polite.
Speaking of a long Sakuga fight scene, what did you guys think about that beautiful fight scene between?
That was amazing.
Oh,
fight scene
oh my god!
So far.
Okay, who wants to talk first about it? Because I have something to say about the background music again.
Background, good impact frames. Oh my god, the poses! Like when they're like running across the trees, and they just high five.
Oh my god!
Each other.
Okay, so that's actually really important. That's really important. Okay, so you know how I'm like really big about music being like significant to the story or something like that? This is one of them, all right? And the reason why, it's not because of the music itself, it's because of the animators, okay? I gotta give props to the animators. They decided that this piece that was being performed with like string instruments and a piano was a solid background music to a dance. And that's exactly what this was. And that's how they drew the fluid movements of Yuji and Todo's fight scene against Hanami. And that's what I really appreciate.
They're so talented. Yeah, that was just so... I literally agree. Skipped back and rewatched it like 2 or 3 times. It was so good.
You know what's something that makes me almost This is a small tangent, but you know what I realized that's just heartbreaking to me? That just devastates me?
Yeah, what?
Mappa did this, God of High School, and Attack on Titan. And God of High School got the Sakuga over Attack on Titan. I just want that to sit in.
I don't feel like they skipped. I don't feel like this, skimped on Attack on Titan so far. Like, I feel like Attack on Titan's been, like, when they needed to show up, they've shown up, in my opinion. I don't know.
It hurts, but again...
Then again, I didn't see last week's episode, so maybe things have changed. I don't know.
But tangent aside, Mappa is just a game. They are just a game so hard. Like, the fact that they can handle 3 high-profile shows and not, like... Like, people critique Attack on Titan's animation, but it's not that bad at all. There was a lot worse. And
They're
when
definitely...
When you're, like, doing 3 high-profile shows, each with, like, really heavy animation, and the biggest critique of the worst one is it has some of the best CG visualizations in, like, modern anime, that's pretty good.
Mappa is, like, really in their shit right now. Like, they're going crazy. I think I don't think you can really argue that they're probably, like, the top studio right now, like in terms of like just quality, like the quality of the series and the way they're treating those series, like they're doing really good.
This was a painful but very impressive year for them.
Yeah, definitely. So did you guys have anything more to say about the fight? I have one final thing, and that I want to talk about, but yeah.
Okay, then I'll just say something really quickly because this is me nerding out.
Mhm.
But so you know how like the background music was intended to be battle music,
Mhm.
and like what you imagine battle music is something like, I don't know, medieval music that's like fighting and clashing in swords or something like that. That's what I imagine at first initially. But what they did was something more like interesting in my opinion, because I personally love this genre style more. But I don't know if you guys played Pokemon Dungeon back in like what, middle school?
I did,
But
yeah.
there is a very specific battle theme that I recall very vividly that this song reminded me of. It was the battle against Primo Dialga. Fuck, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, Dialga.
And that was just okay. If you don't know it, then you don't know it. But if you do know it, then this is like the time to freak out, because oh my god, I love the song so much, and that's what it reminded me of. And then I got cheesy all over it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I have to say. Anyways.
Also, just
go
want
ahead.
to point out, Mappa's doing the Chainsaw Man adaptation, and if
Oh
they like,
my god.
Oh!
Chainsaw.
Yes.
with
Okay.
the same level of animation expertise they put in Jujutsu Kaisen, there's no way I'm reading that manga.
Really quick about Chainsaw Man. Okay, I really hope that their music is gonna be just as dope as I expect it to be, because I hope that the opening is, first of all, Devil in Your Heart by Sin, because I saw like this AMV, which is like a fan-made kind of like music video for like the intro, and I was just like, that song fitted so well. But the music, I need it to be all metal. I need it to be so hard rock. I just need it to hit hard.
I'm gonna say this now. As long as Mappa doesn't drop the ball, when Chainsaw Man, the anime, comes out, it's going to be at least as big, if not bigger, than Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I'm so confident in saying that.
We're
like,
reviewing that next, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I agree. I want to see that.
Yeah. Okay, so the final thing I want to get to, and... Okay, I'm just going to get into it. I don't like the fact that Yuji is getting so strong so quickly. It's annoying me because it's like he's now learning this move that only like a select few sorcerers are able to do within 19 episodes. And not only that, the thing that irks me about
19 episodes, he learned it in 19 minutes.
Exactly. The thing that irks me about it the most is the fact that we didn't even see it. Like, it just, like, he just fought Toto, and then we cut to all that other stuff, which I'm glad we had that other stuff. But then, like, the next time we see him, all of a sudden he's able to do this new move that's, like, one of the strongest things, like, one of the biggest things a sorcerer can do.
You'll see it again. You'll see that. Okay, next episode, I bet that they're going to continue reusing that,
That's not my
very
issue.
flashy move.
My issue is
issue?
My issue is that we didn't see him learn it. Like, he just,
Why do you? Why do you, though?
Why do I want to see him learn
Why,
it?
why do you
I don't
need to?
wanna wait,
Why do you
Odie.
need
I
to
want
see
my
it learn
big
it?
flashy bits.
Because to me that's like a big part of like why I'm into series like this, watching the main character grow, right? And it's very annoying when something that's so huge, especially if it was just like something little, like Toto just taught him like this cool new move, fine, right? But this is something that's supposed to differentiate the top tier sorcerers versus everyone else, and he just like, it just gets off screened, him learning that. Like, it just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's like very close. I'm not gonna go as far as to saying it's an ass pull, but it's it borders on ass pull territory when you, out of nowhere, your main character comes back and he has this crazy move and he can fight a special grade sorcerer almost easily. You know what I mean?
It's not an ass pull, but it is a fart.
Yes, I would.
Not mine.
I would agree. Yeah, so that's annoying to me. But on the other hand, now I'm very interested, right? Because I know we're not that far into Jujutsu Kaisen at all, right? So this means that if he's getting this strong this quickly, what the hell are we going to see coming later on? You know, like
There's going to be some Dragon Ball Z power. Okay, thank you.
If that happens,
thank you.
If that happens, I will actually like take back everything good I said about Dragon Ball Z. I do not want to see another, god tier power up that comes out of nowhere to defeat. Like, no, Jujutsu Kaisen's not going to do that. It's not.
No,
it's not. Yeah.
That's not.
All right, so yeah, that's the thing I wanted to get off my chest, and between that and the like powers being not well explained, it's really, it put a damper on this episode for me. I'm gonna go ahead and just give my rating right now. I really, really would have loved to give this episode like a 9, but I'm gonna have to give it an 8.
You make it sound like an 8 is bad.
Yeah, no, okay.
That's I guess score.
Yeah, I guess I came off very negative toward the end, but I did love the episode. The episode was great. Inumaki, the fight scene, the animation, Yuji and Toto showing up and saving the day. All that was great. I loved the episode, but I haven't given it a 9 yet. I don't think, right? And I thought like at the beginning, I was like, this is the episode. This is it. This is going to be one of those episodes that I just love completely. But I'm sad to have to not give it a 9 and give it an 8 instead. You know?
So for me, this is probably going to be my first 10 out of 10 episode because it had great fight scenes. It had great character moments. It had great issues, some really cool powers. And all around, it was a really fun thing to watch and see. I'm probably going to rewatch it when we get done with this.
Okay, great. And what about you guys, Matt and Cecile?
Do you want to go first?
Choose wisely.
I feel like
choose wisely.
You go first,
right.
Cecile.
Yeah,
Okay.
choose between a 10 and a 11.
11, no. I don't know. I can't tell if it's just because I don't have the energy to rate it, but like I was considering giving it a 9 because I just really didn't find the fact that I didn't remember the episode. Okay, the fact that I didn't remember I can't tell if it's my fault or if it was like the fault of the fact that like the animated episode was just not memorable. But the music,
Is it just Gojo withdrawal? Is that what's going on here?
No, it's not Gojo withdrawal.
Also, I just want to point out real quick that Toto literally described the veil as a anti-Gojo veil, which makes me
it literally is what it is.
No, it makes me imply that is a common thing in the sorcerer's world.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Like that makes me love Gojo even more.
Powerful,
Like he has everyone scared running. Like
No, I can imagine they just like the sorcerers themselves decide to like put up like a seal around like a room because Gojo was entering like in and out just as he wants. So because of how pissed off they were at him, it was just like anti-Gojo kind of like seal. I would find that funny.
That's hilarious. That's true. Yeah. And what about you, Matt?
Okay, so this one is a bit weird. There's a lot of parts of it that I like. There's also a lot of parts of it where it was starting to make me worry. Like again, where they're just kind of like standing around, and then the whole like whatever the hell the attack was called that you guys were talking about earlier, I was still like pretty iffy on.
Black Flash.
Like, Black Flash.
Ooh, you would hate Dragon Ball Z then.
And no, it's just like they're just standing around. But then like the animation kind of makes up for it, but still, like I feel like it lost a little bit of its integrity. So I'm gonna give it like a really weird rating of 7.75.
Wow, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Like, yeah, Matt and I pretty much have the exact same opinion.
Well, I completely agree with you on this one, though. Like,
yeah,
that's the funny
this
thing.
This is the first time
this
I heard that
weird.
Matt and Modi are agreeing.
I don't
on
think
something.
I like this. Okay, I'm gonna have to give it a 12. 12 out of 10.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
No, you can't do what I did before. That's not fair.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah, I did that. I gave it a lower rating.
Except, you went the opposite way. Okay.
No, but I also agree with like Dee's and Cecilia's point. I think all of you, like, I disagree with any of you guys. So
I think we just can reach to the conclusion that Dee and I will agree on most things, and you and Matt, Matt and Bodhi.
Well, it's not usually. This isn't usually how it is.
Which is
well,
weird.
apparently
because,
it's been happening for the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's a thing now.
That is weird because I feel like there's something off in the world if we're agreeing too much, me and Matt.
I think I hope that the next few episodes. I will say it would have brought up the rating if we got to see the grandpa do anything with his guitar.
Oh,
The rock
yeah, that's
guy.
true. That's true. Oh my god.
He's literally the next Rock.
I cannot wait to see the electric guitar in action. That should be great.
Because I was really looking forward to that, but it didn't happen. I hope he gets his own episode.
I'm gonna proclaim now that no matter what he does, okay, and you guys can mark my words on this, I'm going to hate him, okay?
Oh,
nothing will sway
I
me.
hate him, yeah.
Nothing will sway me. Nothing will make me love him. I commit to hating him no matter how good his guitar skills are, okay?
He's
Ooh,
designed to be
I
a
would
bad
like to
guy.
know more.
He's designed for you to hate him. Just like even.
Really? I mean, I
would just look at his design. You're like, this guy is fucking evil.
The moment they introduced the electric guitar, I'm like, okay, wait, am I supposed to? Because like my heart started fluttering a little bit, you know, like
that was confusing me. I'm like, what the fuck? I hated this guy. Why does he have a really cool thing all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna commit to that. I'm hating him all the way.
Okay, that's fine.
All right,
I'll join you on that.
Yeah. So that has been our review of episode 19 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Thank you for watching, and please come back next week.
No.
Thank you.
Stop watching. You're wasting your time. You could be doing something much better.
Have a good day.
I hate you. Instead of watching the next episode, go outside and do something good with your life.
And die.
You should be the last one saying that.
Honestly, I can't disagree with that.
All right, you guys.
Our opinions mean nothing. Bye.
Bye.